Aside from working without a contract, everything just feels very unsettled.
Thank you for joining us at noon. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. With summer winding down, school is, of course, right around the corner. In fact, some local districts will start here next week.
The Beaverton schools start on Monday, while teachers there are still trying to hammer out a new labor contract. Thomas Schultz tells us how those negotiations are going.
Last year, teachers at one school district after another went through contract negotiations. And we all remember how contentious that was in Portland, where a teacher strike led to almost a month of missed school. Though in Beaverton, negotiations are just kicking into high gear.
We've got a lot of work to do this fall over the next few sessions.
For more than 6 months, Beaverton teachers have been bargaining with the district for a new contract, and they'll likely enter the school year next week without a deal.
Aside from working without a contract, everything just feels very unsettled. And
Lindsay Ray, the Beaverton Teachers Union president, says educators' contracts ended in June. Negotiations resumed Tuesday. And there's plenty to discuss, like teacher pay and class sizes.
I am cautiously optimistic.
All the while, Beaverton residents watch closely with opinions of their own.
Teacher pay has to be commensurate with the importance of the job.
They get the money they want, but then they have to cut back on the services because they don't have as much money as they used to.
We reached out to the district for an interview. They declined our request. And while the union says they don't want to strike, they're not ruling anything out.
If that's what needs to happen, then that's what's going to happen.
In Beaverton, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Let's get you caught up on some other headlines this afternoon. New video from a fire in Milwaukee overnight of a train trestle burning. Clackamas Fire posted this video on their X account. The fire has now been put out. A spokesperson for the railroad said that the train track and some roads are closed nearby as teams look into the damage from the fire. Investigators think the cause may have been a fire pit under the bridge. One person is dead following a shooting in southeast Portland. This was around 7:30 last night near Division and 122nd in the Powellhurst-Gilbert neighborhood. Paramedics tried to save the man, but he died at the scene. And Portland police have identified the man killed in a shooting on Sunday near the Buckman neighborhood in southeast Portland. 45-year-old Donnie M. Calabaza was found dead near Washington Street and 9th Avenue. His family provided us this photo. Police haven't made any arrests for the shooting, so if you have any information, give them a call.
A man who jumped into heavy surf on the Oregon coast to help a woman and 2 children is now presumed drowned. The Coast Guard says 3 people were reported struggling near the mouth of the Yahats River around 4:30 Sunday afternoon. A witness told the Yahats News that the man saw all 3 of them in the water, was worried that they were out too far, so he went in to help. They made it back to shore, but he did not, and so far, his body has not been found. Portland Fire and Rescue is looking for the person in this truck who they say damaged Fire Station 25 in southeast Portland. A surveillance camera across the street from the station recorded this video just before 2 a.m. yesterday morning, and you see the pickup truck there went past the station, then backed up, turned into the driveway, and into the garage. Portland Fire says it looks like a white Ford pickup with possible damage on the passenger side. They also said repairs were needed to get that garage door running normally. This afternoon, we're hearing from a single mother of 3 who lost her southeast Portland home to a fire. Quinacia Taylor says she was out getting dinner with her 11-month-old last Wednesday, and when she got back home, the house was covered in flames.
Her other 2 children were with family at the time, but everything Taylor owned was either burned or ruined by smoke. And what's worse is she doesn't have renter's insurance.
My goal is to find somewhere before they start school, but if not, I'll be patient. I'm just blessed that me and him was in the fire, so.
Right now, Taylor's staying with family until she can get back on her feet. Fire crews are still investigating how the fire started, but Taylor's family thinks it was the AC unit. If you want to help, there's a GoFundMe for Taylor. We have a link to it on our website.
Oregon forestry officials say they've detected the invasive emerald ash borer in Marion County for the very first time. The beetle has killed more than 100 million trees across the country. Infected ash trees have to be cut down and mulched to destroy the larvae inside. Forestry officials are now trying to stop the spread by injecting pesticides into ash trees that haven't been infected yet.
The organization that runs Oregon Bottle Drop is matching up to $50,000 in donations made through Bottle Drop now through September 30th to benefit wildfire relief. This year, an estimated 1.4 million acres of Oregon land burned across Oregon. That is more than any other year on record. To pitch in, just redeem your bottles at one of the 27 full-service locations and ask that the money go to the Oregon wildfire relief.
All right, quick break from our headlines here this afternoon to check in with Rodney Hill in the Weather Center. Rod, we're talking about some rainy weather throughout the rest of this week, really.
We are, and we have rain right now on the radar. As you can see, I put my yellow line here because this has been the consistent kind of wet, dry line. We've had some showers south of Astoria, nothing south of Tillamook. We've had a few showers around Longview, Kelso, but nothing south of that. And we don't see this changing. So if it does hold, Portland continues to be dry this afternoon. But if you are traveling up north, you'll find rain. And some of it's been heavy. And we've had some lightning strikes this morning detected offshore as well. There's a low that's pushing inland into Washington in the middle of that rain area that I just showed you. So Astoria hasn't been much, 3/107 inch. Tillamook just a little bit more than trace at 1/100th. And although radar is showing some showers passing over Kelso, nothing more than a trace being reported at the airport there. But you look up at Hoquiam, 1/2 inch, and Seattle's picked up 16/100. Olympia's picked up 3/10 inch of rain. Those reports mostly since midnight. Here's our most northern coast camera showing Tillamook Head and Seaside from Gearhart by the Sea Resort. So from Gearhart back into Seaside, visibility's improved. The number of showers probably decreasing for you this afternoon. Here's your planner for the afternoon hours for Portland. We'll be up to 76 at 2 o'clock, 78 at 5 o'clock for a high, and should be a nice dry evening with temperatures in the 70s at 8 p.m. The 7-day, as Drew mentioned, has rain on it. That's coming up.
All right, Rod, thank you. A political action committee has raised about $6 million to fight a controversial ballot measure that would give every Oregonian a yearly rebate of $1,600, also known as Measure 118. So this measure would introduce a sales tax on corporations to fund the payments. Supporters say it will decrease poverty in the state, while opponents, like the group Defeat the Costly Tax on Sales, say that the tax would hurt Oregon's economy and discourage companies from doing business in the state. And lawmakers on both sides agree with this, including Governor Tina Kotek, who told the Willamette Week last month, quote, "It may look good on paper, but it is flawed approach, would punch a huge hole in the state budget and put essential services for low wage and working families at risk." As of right now, Measure 118 will still be on the ballot come November 5th.
Portland's Elections Division has opened an investigation into a complaint that alleges Commissioner Renee Gonzalez violated city campaign finance laws. The official complaint came from a local civic engagement nonprofit called Portland for All. It alleges that Commissioner Gonzalez, who's also running for mayor of Portland, used public money to edit his Wikipedia page. In a statement, the organization said, quote, "Gonzalez not only spent city funds to shape his public image, he clearly did this to benefit his candidacy." The nonprofit also believes those contributions do not comply with city and state regulations around the use of public money. The Oregonian first reported news about the Wikipedia page changes earlier this month, and at the time, Gonzalez's office told us it was about managing his, quote, public profile. They hired a vendor to help with that, and the funding came from his office's budget, specifically the portion for communications and staff education. A spokesperson with the Gonzalez campaign called this investigation a, quote, politically motivated attack by extremists tied to fringe candidates.